Hey boys, welcome back to some Nrl Supercoach, where we are going to be going through the round 16 preview. And oh my, with all the carnage that happened last week, I mean, we just got absolutely decimated. There's no way around it. We got fucking absolutely decimated. We were coming into this week potentially like saving every trade. We might have made one. We probably would have made one trade, like depending what fullback we were going to get. If it was going to be Mitchell, Tedesco, potentially Edwards, there was like one trade, maybe two. But all of a sudden, I'm potentially using 4 trades. Granted, I haven't really looked at the trades yet. Just in my head, I'm like, we could use all 3 and potentially use a boost for 4. Put us down to 13 trades remaining, but oh fuck me, like what, who cares at this point? Like it's turned to shit. So let's have a look. So we got 187k in the bank. So dummy halves, Brayley has to go. There's no way around it. Brayley's got to go. He's stinking it up. He's 410k. He's at least made some money. He's been like, he's got some points for us. He let us down on the big stage last week, or no, in the first major buy. He doesn't play this week. The next buy's in round 19, and fuck, he could be like 300k by the time we get to that point. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like Crossland has got the starting spot over him, so he has to go. I gotta be honest. Obviously, Marshall King is a good pickup for sure, but Appy Coruscant, right? Do we just like Damien Cook as well? Plays all the games as well for the Rabbitohs, but he's 670k. I hate to do it because we brought in Coruscant and then we traded him out, but the fact, like, oh man, like the fact that he's not playing Origin 2. Like, I was still sort of holding out hope that he might sneak onto the bench for Game 2, but they went with Connor Watson. Like, you never know. Maybe something happens and he gets in for Game 3, but fuck, if he doesn't, like, he's got the best schedule. Like, there's honestly no reason. The only reason, I guess, is just the off chance he makes Game 3 for Origin, but there's no reason other than that to go Marshall King over Coruscant, right? Like, the schedule is great. Like, they play Raiders. I mean, it is a tough schedule. I will say that. Yeah, not that... fuck, I don't know. The more I look at it, I mean, the games he plays is great. Like, he plays 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, he plays the rest of the season apart from around 26. So it's phenomenal. They're not the best matchups. Like, the Raiders is tough because they're pretty much full strength, apart from a couple of injuries, obviously, but a pretty full strength Raiders team. Roosters off the Origin, like, it's still a strong team, and a couple of those guys will definitely back up. So strong Roosters team still, I think. Tough game against Melbourne in 18, 19 against the Sharkies in the third bye, but the Sharkies are going to be like pretty much full strength as well, especially because Hines is not going to get picked. So fuck, I don't know. Do you go Coruscant now? The more I look at the draw, I'm like, fuck, it's a bit tough. Like, I mean, Coruscant can score points like against the best teams for sure, but man, now I'm second guessing it. I was like, I'm gonna just like. I was like, I'm gonna just swallow the pride and get Coruscant back in. He's the best option, but I don't know. Fuck, I don't know, dude. I mean, looking at Marshall King, he doesn't play like every game, so he plays 16, 17, misses 18, but that's fine. Honestly, 18's fine. 19, 20, 21. So it's still really good for Marshall King as well. Like, 18 is absolutely fine. He plays all the mini buys and all the big buys now. Melbourne this week, definitely not the worst matchup with the Origin players out. Dragons, I mean, the Dragons have been pretty good at times, but still, you wouldn't say the hardest matchup. 19 in the bye against the Rabbits. Also not a terrible matchup without Mitchell and Murray. Backup game against Penrith. That'll be tough. And then they got Gold Coast. That's tough, dude. But then you got to wait. It's 50k more for Marshall King. Fuck, it's another 50-50, dude. They're all 50-50s this year. And we all know that I have not got one single 50-50 to go our way. I mean, there's been a couple of good ones, but honestly, I don't know now. Fuck, I'm so torn. I mean, we don't have to get in dummy half, but I don't know. We do need to trade Brayley though. That's the big kicker. The front row's fine. It's just a matter of I do want to get in for Nrl Blake, and so this is where it's tricky, right? Because I actually think Terrell May, I said in the team list that I think Terrell May next week is a genuine great trade out. Depending how we're looking for numbers, he's got, well, what's his break even? He's only got a 48 break even, so he could hit that. I mean, I'd be shocked if he doesn't hit that this week. So he'll probably be up around, let's say 600k, and then the backup game he could also play big minutes, but then he doesn't play 19, and the minutes have been a bit down. So when the full front row rotation's back, obviously the minutes haven't been great for Terrell May lately. And if we look at it. 20 minutes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 27, 50, 38, 36, 37. He plays 75 in the first bye. Fucking hell, 116 points. And then he played 27 after the backup, after a bye. So I think Terrell May is a trade out next week, but that means I can't get in for Nrl Blake this week. Liam Henry, I also think is a great... I love Liam Henry, but he does play the backup game. Again, he plays the backups, but he doesn't play any of the major buys where he would be an absolute beast because all the Origin players are out for Penrith. So it's a fucking nightmare that they don't play 16 or 19. But he's at 520. He's got a 41 break even. He's got the potential to still make a bit of cash, but he definitely could start leaking. How much is for Nrl Blake? He's got to be a little bit cheaper. He's a tick under 700. I mean, we can't afford to go straight up, but I don't want to obviously do that. He'll have a high break even. It's not that high. It's 72, and he's probably going to score 150 against the Titans. So I love the Nrl Blake pickup. If only he played 19, honestly. It's just the worst timing. He plays 16, where I don't necessarily need numbers. If he just missed this round, I could wait a week and get him in round 17, and then he'd play 19. But no, of course. All the good ones play fucking 16. So I'm unsure what I want to do there. There's also the chance that I don't hate the idea of what I could do is Henry could basically get nuffed out. I don't hate it. I don't hate nuffing out Liam Henry, right? I don't hate that at all. And then next week we just trade Terrell May for Nrl Blake. For Nrl Blake could go massive this week, but then why would you... but why would you do... Would you go for Nrl Blake next week, though? Because they don't play round 19. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I don't mind the idea of nothing. Just to get a lot of cash that we can do whatever we want. Yeah, undecided. I'm undecided in 2 trades already, so this is off to a great start. The back row, Fafita, Katoa, Thermore, obviously keeping. Cartwright, obviously keeping. Pierce Paul, I mean, I'm keeping Pierce Paul. He should be back for round 19. It was only a minor injury. I mean, if he misses a couple more weeks, then sure, but I don't know. And then Smithies is also a guy that... I mean, he plays this week, but if I trade him, I don't mind either. So Smithies definitely could go. The rest of the back row, I'm pretty happy with, honestly. Halfbacks are fine. 5'8s are now fine with Galvin playing. The back line, Kiraz, Young, Manu, Garrick obviously out. Dallin out. So Dallin got to go. Obviously, we're keeping Garrick. There's no shot we're going to trade out Garrick. But Dallin has to go. I'm fucking not keeping him. I'm definitely not. Oh my God, bro. Against the Titans, I can't believe it. I actually can't believe this fucking Dallin nonsense, bro. I can't believe it. Oh, but Dallin's got to go. And then Drinkwater's got to... So, okay, let's just make the first obvious trade. So, Drinkwater's got to go, in my opinion. I think there's no reason to keep Drinkwater. He's been killing it, and he's been great for me, right? He's been sensational. But he's likely to still lose a bit of cash, which isn't the worst thing. I mean, he doesn't play this week anyway. But, yeah, they don't play 16. They don't play 19. They back up against Penrith next week. Yeah, it's the time to go. Drinkwater is just the time to go. Now, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's just Tedesco. Like, there's no reason to really go away from Tedesco. Like, there's just not. Yeah, just get in Tedesco. He's just the most obvious choice. Like, it's just too obvious. He's been in great form. Supercoach wise, he's back to basically his best, I would say. Like, he's been killing it. They play 16, 17, 18. They don't play 19, so again, you got to be a little careful. But yeah, it's a great little draw as well for Tedesco. So I mean, it's just the trade. It's just the trade to bring in Tedesco. We still have a little bit of cash left over, which is nice, but we definitely need more, I would say. Okay, so we've done that. Tedesco will start. I mean, Gagai, we're happy to hold Gagai again for the bye period. He's not, if Dallin was playing, I mean, yeah, maybe we look at trading Gagai, but is Gagai, has he got, brother's got a -2 break even. Somehow he's gone back to a -2 break even after like the roller coaster of Gagai, man. What is happening? But if he can make it like another 100k in the next few weeks, dude, that'd be lovely. But he's staying. So Dallin, okay. So there are a couple of options. So I mean, honestly, I obviously can't afford anyone that expensive. I'll have a look. Like, who would we be looking to get at if we were going big? I mean, yeah, Herbie's a little bit too expensive now. Nick Meaney's still not the worst, but I don't know. He's been, like, his goal kicking, he's just not quite hitting it. And again, he doesn't play 19, so I don't really want him. Tommy Talau, 32. He'll be on the decline. Ewan Aiken back down to earth a little bit with a 52. Jermaine Asako, he's still at 650k, bro. Like, he's lost cash, but he just fucking Azarko just had that one massive score. Otherwise, like, he's had a pretty like mediocre season, really. He's had a couple of big, like, he went 80, 106, 113, 151. Like, other than that, like an 84 as well. Like, he's had 40, 40, 40, 50, 40, 40. Like, it's been a pretty underwhelming year. So I think I'm just going to fade Azarko. I think it's worked pretty well this season. He's obviously a guy that can go massive, but it's a tough game for them. Well, I don't know. It's not necessarily a tough game. Melbourne at their best haven't been great defensively, but they're missing some players. It's still a tough game regardless. So I'm not going to look to get Zarko in this week, that's for sure. Maybe 19, we look at it again, but I don't think so. I mean, Brian Kelly is always like the guy that no one ever gets, but he always just does a job. He's 630k though. Who else have we got? So we're getting into guys that we can actually afford. I mean, I don't really want Sammy. I don't really want Punga. I mean, Jordan Ruppen is still at a good price. He's been good, but again, he doesn't play 19, so I don't want him. Roger is back, but again, he doesn't play 19. Brother, they don't. Daniel Tupou doesn't play 19. Connor Tracy doesn't play 19 and doesn't play... Well, he does play this week. Going down, I mean, Silva Longo, I mean, he's too expensive now, back on the wing with Pappenhausen back. Matt Tumako, no. I mean, Benny Trbojevic has actually started going okay, but I couldn't go back to that. Bostock. Yeah, no. Is there anyone like the plays? I mean, Tolotau Kula is the guy, right? So obviously not this week, but with the talk, the potential, I don't think it's going to happen. Personally, I think when Trbojevic is back, he'll go straight back to fullback. But with the talk around, there's obviously some talk that maybe Tommy goes into the centres. Now, there are some people that think that Hopewade is going to keep the fullback spot. I don't think so. I think Kohler, if that happens, Kohler will go straight to fullback and Tommy will take Kohler's spot in the centres if that happens. Because, like, people are saying, I know people might think that Hopewade has won the spot now, but I think it's more just the balance of the team. Because Kohler can definitely play fullback, but I don't know if they want Hopewade in the centres, and they probably don't have another good enough centre to play there. But Kohler, at the moment, Kohler is very good in the centres and Hopewade is a fullback. So it works better for that situation. But if they did make the move of Tommy in the centres, in my opinion, I think Kohler was 100% going to fullback. And oh my God, that would be beautiful. Like, obviously not this week, but apparently, like, Tommy could be back in round 18. So I'm hoping he is, because that also makes the Hopewade play a little bit worse. Otherwise, if he's not, then I'm going to be salty that I didn't get Hopewade. But Kohler is definitely still a little watch, potentially. Who else have we got? Fucking Kenas got 11 points. Oh, goodness me. Pompey Montoya. Jack Wyden, 27. I know I talked about him a couple of weeks ago. He had one good game and then, back to 27. No, thank you. Fucking Isaac Tungo is 430k. Jojo Fafita. So, you know what? Fafita's actually pretty fucking cheap, dude. What has he been scoring? Like, I feel like I've always said that Fafita has a potential. He's a big body, he's a tackle buster, but he just, I don't know, like 39, 30, 43, 34, 12, 62, 51, 32. Yeah, just not, nothing really. Like, he's got good buy schedule, but nah, I can't do that. You could take a punt, like he just could get on a bit of a roll, but it just doesn't show, does it? Who else have we got? Johnston. No, I mean, he could go on a run, obviously, Johnston, but fuck, he's been trash. Who else? Jason Saab. Fucking Saab. I mean, without Tommy back in the team, I just don't really love the Saab play. If Tommy was back, then you could make a case for going on Saab and hope he goes on a bit of a try-scoring run, but if he doesn't score tries, he's absolutely trash. Charlie Staines. Anyone else of note? Aaron Shop. He'll obviously only play the 1 week, so no point getting him. Will there be a cheapie? I mean, there's Gerald Skelton. I mean, he's 330k. He's not even a bottom dollar cheapie, so there's no real point to getting him. Brent Naden, he's very cheap. I mean, Naden actually, like, he's got a pretty good Supercoach game, but he fucking has so many errors and penalties, and he gets sin binned a lot, so he's like, his score's like shocking, but he could be, a bit of a sneaky one. Is there anybody else? I thought there was a cheapie. It's probably just fullback. So yeah, there's the centre wings. Honestly, there's honestly no one I really want in the centre wings. Looking at that whole list, no one really. But if we switch Gagai up to centre wing, then if we look, Jai Gray's only 230k. I don't hate the play of getting Jai Gray. What's his break even? Yeah, that's right. He got injured and obviously scored very low. So he's still going to make money. But yeah, break even's not as low as you'd want. Like, you'd want him to make like a lot of cash pretty quickly. He could go bang bang, but Yeah, not the best. And also, they don't play the backup. Oh, that's an absolute shit. If they played 17, honestly, I would be like all over this because, I don't know, does Mitchell back up? He might. I feel like Mitchell is probably less likely to back up than a lot of players, so I'd be all over Gray. But he does play 16, he plays 19, and then he plays 20 against the Tigers in the backup. I don't hate it. Honestly, I don't hate it. I really don't. Like, compared to other, like, is there any other... So yeah, there's still Hopewade. I've missed the boat. I'm not gonna chase the points now. I think if I was gonna do this, I might as well just go Jai Gray. Like I just might as well go Gray because at least Gray's like guaranteed to play 2 of the buys now. Well, barring any mishaps and Mitchell getting dropped or something. Anybody else of note? I don't think there will be. I mean, Trey Fuller. He's only 440k still. But again, if you're gonna do this, you just go Jai Gray. Because again, I don't mind running the one gun fullback over this Origin period and then deciding who we're going to get after. Like the only issue with this though. Fuck. The only issue with this is if Tommy Trbojevic comes back. If Tom Trbojevic comes back at fullback and he's going to play, obviously, round 19, they play Newcastle and then the Titans in the bye and then the backup. Like, I got to be honest, I would be all over. It's a risky play, but I really don't mind going straight back to Tommy Trbojevic. But that would mean the Jai Gray play is not the way to go because then I'd be trying to look to trade him out before the second bye anyway. Oh, I mean, you could wait on Tommy. I think all of those early plays haven't really worked for me, but you just need one. You need one, dude. I mean, he's only 770. He's not the worst to get in. He's got an 83 break even. I don't mind the Jai Gray play, but for now, let's leave it how it is. So that's one option because again, like the other center wings, I'm just not that keen on. Like I'm not really that keen on any other center wingers and like any other gun fullbacks. I'm just gonna wait till after Origin. So yeah, I don't mind the Gray play. And I do need to trade out Dallin. Like I just do. Like I don't want to see him. I don't want him to be in the team. I mean, I could keep hold of him, but fuck, there's no point. There's no point in holding him. I don't want him. So the other one, so Ruben Porter, is he? I'm guessing Porter is just Tour F then, because I didn't see him. Oh, not that. I didn't see him in the Tour F. So, Ruben Porter, where are you? Yeah, there he is. So, Ruben Porter, 204k. He's just Tour F. I mean, that's fine. It would have been nice if he was front row. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been nice if he was front row because then I could have like switched. It wouldn't have mattered too much, but I could have potentially. But this is the thing: if I'm gonna trade in Porter, I gotta trade out Smithies because I'm not trading Qatar, I'm not trading Fafita, I'm not trading Fermor. That means I'm keeping Liam Henry, which is again, it's not the worst. Like I still could do this where I trade out Smithies. Oh, fuck, do I do it, though? I don't hate it. If he turns into enough, like, that's fine. He got 45 points in 70 minutes, 17 and 20. I think it's one or the other. Like, it's one or the other, right? We get in... Obviously not going to do 2 downgrades like that. Like, I either trade in Porter for Smithies or I trade in Gray for Dallin. And you know what? I I think trading in Gray for Dallin is just, it's a smarter play because it'll make me more cash. Smithies plays this week as well. And also, we might trade Smithies to fucking Plath. So, yeah, you know what? Yeah. We're gonna... I'm taking the punt. I'm taking the punt on bringing Gray in. This obviously takes away the potential of getting in Tommy for round 19. I mean, at the end of the day, we could still do that if like worst case scenario happens. Well, not worst case scenario, but if it's like if it looks like Tommy is looking good, and you could take a punt on it, you'd still do it. We just obviously wouldn't get the value out of Gray as much. But I'm doing this. Fuck it. You know what? I'm doing it. Gray, come back in. I mean, he was good. He was very, very good in his games. I think he'll be a good play as well. So I like the play. You know what? I like it. It makes us 300. Well, yeah, whatever it is, 250 more K, which is good. Gives us some more options to play with. So we've used 2 trades. Now the question is, do we bother getting in, like, using more trades? We could. Let's have a look at the team as it'll stand now. So obviously Gagai comes in for Garrick. Let's just chuck the C on Tedesco for now. I'll do like a pre-lockout video again because there's no Thursday night game, so I'll get more time and I'll go through like questions and answers, and also I'll talk more about like captain, vice captains, and also any updates to the team. So I won't talk about captains in this one. But let's have a look at the team, how it stands. Lockie Galvin, Wishart, Thermal, Fafita, Katoa, Smithies, May, Finu, Curran. Okay, so we have. I mean, we could use a boost and do 4 trades, but I think I'm definitely doing 3 trades. We have 3 options and 3 good options, I would say. So, option 1, Smithies to Max Plath. The more I've waited on the Plath, I honestly think at this point, I don't think I'm going to do it. He's not like... Plath isn't like too expensive. I think he's only still like 530, 540k, which is still great value for what he's doing. But at the same time, he's been getting some attacking stats. The minutes... I still think the minutes potentially could dip as the season goes on. And at the end of the day, I got fucking Smithies that'll bang out 50 points. If Plath doesn't score a try, he gets like 50 points. So I think the trade of Smithies to Plath is a bit of a waste. Like, obviously, Plath does play round 19, which is a bonus. But I probably... yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold off and just fucking... We're just gonna play Smithies. I think I'm happy just to do that, because at the end of the day, if I spend 130k going Smithies up to Plath, and Plath scores like 50 and Smithy scores like 45, I'm going to be a little annoyed. I'm going to be like, God, what was the point? That's just a wasted trade. So I'm just going to hold. If Plath scores another try and goes like 70, 80 plus, I'm going to be mad, but again, it's another 50-50 that honestly just do the opposite of what I'm doing. But I'm just going to hold Smithies. So that's one option off the table in my mind. The other 2 trades, or the other 2 options, we go Liam Henry straight up to Adam Fanua-Blake, which I do love, or we go Jaden Brayley up to a Marshall King or Coruscant. That's tough, because again, it's why is everything so difficult? So Fanua-Blake, I think, is the better player to bring in. I just think he is, compared to Coruscant or Marshall King. Like, they can score as many points or more. But I think Fenil Blake, he's a premium front rower. Like, I think against the Titans, he could go bonkers. I would love to bring him in, right? But we're trading out Liam Henry, who's been killing it. And he's, like, such a great, like, backup player. Like, if we need a player... And honestly, he's been scoring better than, like, a lot of our players week on week. He's been killing it, Liam Henry. So we're trading out a better player in Henry for a better player in Fenil Blake, granted. But on the flip side, Brayley, I think, has to go. Like, Brayley pretty much has to go. And Coruscant and Marshall King, they cover both buys, and they can go big. Like, they've shown they can go big. Fuck, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because then if I don't bring in Fenil Blake this week, again, it's sort of like, do you really bring him in next week when they don't play round 19? Oh, I don't know. Let's also... So who's on the... I'm torn. Because I don't hate... Like, if I went... So, in my mind, if I went Henry... If I go Henry to Fenil Blake this week, I think next week I would probably... I wouldn't trade May out next week because I probably need the number. But potentially in 2 weeks, I could nuff out May for like 400k. Don't mind that. Get in a duel to our front row forward, nuff him out. I think that's a pretty good option. But then what do I do with Brayley? Like, I don't know, he's not... Yeah, I mean, he's got a fucking 75 break even. I honestly think trading Brayley is the better... I think it's the better decision. It definitely is, right? And then it'll be easier to go from, like, Terrell May or Liam Henry up to Fenil Blake next week, or potentially whenever we do it. Brayley is just going to stink it up, and then he could be an absolute nightmare trying to get up to somebody. And you know what? Like, I don't even hate it, like, not running Grant. Like, the plan originally was, obviously, depending, we might have kept Brayley or we might have kept Robson, but one of those guys is probably just going to go straight to Grant after the buys. Oh, after Origin. But I don't know. I mean, Grant, he's definitely not a must-have this year. Like, I still think he's going to be a good pickup, but we don't have to get him in. Like, if we're running Robson and Marshall King, or Robson and Coruscant, that's fine. Like, that's honestly fine. I mean, again, I could do the boost and get in both of them. Oh, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. I think the Brayley trade is the better trade, though. Now I got a fucking 50-50 of who do I go? Do I go Coruscant or do I go fucking Marshall King? God damn it. I mean, oh, man. I don't know. Oh, Marshall King, he's got a 66 break even. I mean, Coruscant has obviously got a low break even, 53. It's not that low. I don't know. I mean, we got money to spare. The money isn't the factor. The 50k, it is nice, but it's not really a factor in the scheme of things, because we're still potentially going to nuff out May for like 400k. We'll have plenty of cash. I think we'll be fine. The 50k I think is pretty negligible. So we're just looking at it. Coruscant, I still think Coruscant, like, if the Blues lose game 2, like, surely Coruscant, there'll be, like, people banging their drums to get Coruscant in. Like, I still think he's a fucking sniff at getting a spot in game 3. Like, if they lose game 2, like, and, like, an injury could happen, Robson could get injured. Like, I think Coruscant was still a little bit risky. Marshall King, he's been really good. Like, his average is 64. Coruscant's 61. 3-round average, 63. I mean, Marshall King's just been really solid. He probably has a higher floor than Appy slightly. I mean, he's had a couple of... Well, no, I think that was... No, Broncos 42 was his lowest. Other than that, he's been pretty stock standard. He doesn't have the ceiling of Coruscant. Like, Coruscant's gone 100, but nothing like crazy past 100. Again, Melbourne Dragons, South, Penrith, Gold Coast. I think it's Marshall King. I think Marshall King's the play. Because, yeah, that's right. They do play the backup game, don't they? They just miss round 18, which is fine because I've only got one Dolphins player. Yeah, round 18 is fine. So I think I'm gonna go Marshall King. I think I like the Marshall King play. It also, I got two Tigers. I do like to have a bit of a mixture. It is nice to whenever teams are on. It's just, yeah, it's nice to have a few. And I don't have any Dolphins, so fuck it. You know what? I didn't really... I forgot that this would cost like 200k. I'm like, yeah, it's just pretty much a straight swap. But no, it does cost 200k. We only got 114k now to work with, which is it's fine. Again, it's fine. Yeah. I think this is what we're going to do. We're now down to 14 trades, which is... But the team is set up pretty well, I think. So again, let's have a quick look. I mean, we got plenty of numbers now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's good. It's very good. I think 15 is probably... 15, 16, I think, is ideal. Like, obviously, if you got 13, 14 absolute guns, then that's great. But I think 16, it leaves a little bit of room for issues. And we can still go okay. And I think it does set us up pretty well because we brought in Marshall King, who'll play 19. We brought in Tedesco, who won't play 19. And we brought in Jai Gray, who will play 19. I still, yeah, I like the Gray pickup. I'm not gonna backtrack on the Gray. I like that downgrade. I like it better than the Porter downgrade, if I'm honest. Some people may disagree. I prefer it, though. I think it's a better downgrade. It is a little bit... The only annoyance is that he's dual 5'8" and fullback and not centre wing. I would have loved to have had him in centre wing, but unfortunately not to be. That's the only reason why Porter is okay. But, yeah, we've gone with that. I think that is fine. I mean, dude... Oh my god. Now I'm like, wait, maybe we trade Smithies to Porter and just leave Dallin? No. I don't need Dallin. Like, that's the thing. I don't need Dallin. Because in the backup game, who's on the bye? So the Titans, the Rabbits, and Manly. Fuck me, Garrick's going to miss 2 weeks. You motherfucker. Oh, God. So, yeah, my other backline players, like Kiraz, Young, Manu, I'm definitely playing. Kale Era, I'm definitely playing. And then Val Holmes will probably back up. So, I don't need Dallin. Like, I'll have plenty of options. Like, Hines will be back. Dylan Brown will be back. Our back row is still pretty okay for that. Our hookers will be fine. So, I don't need Dallin. I think Dallin is just fucking... Don't even think about him. Just forget that you even made the trade, I think. Because if we... Yeah, I just don't think Dallin is worth it now. I don't think it's worth holding him. Because he doesn't play 19. And I'm not confident playing him as well. That's the other thing. Like, if I did the Porter play and then kept Dallin instead of getting in Dry Gray, then I would feel obligated to play Dallin when he was available because why would I keep him if I'm not going to play him? But I'm not confident of playing him. Like, even without the sin bin, like, he hasn't been that good. Like, he can get on a run and maybe he will, but yeah, I'm keeping it like this. I'm not going to fucking talk myself out of it. So that is what we're looking like. Let's have a quick squiz at 19. obviously we'll go more in depth for 19 when the time comes, but we'll have a quick little gander. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Pretty good. And like the only, I mean, Gray, if we're somewhat trading Gray, he'll be to a keeper anyway, or I don't know. We'll trade him to someone good. And then, yeah, everyone else is like, it's fine. I mean, Gagai's a bit of a stinker, but yeah, it's not too bad, honestly, for round 19, all things considered. Like, 19 is a bit of a fucking shocker, so I don't hate that I've already got 13 for that. But yeah, 14 trades left. I'm not going to use the boost, although, fuck, I don't know, do I just use the boost? Oh, I don't think I can now, can I? Yeah, no, I can't afford, if I did the boost, I couldn't afford to go Liam Henry 2 for Nrl Blake anyway, so no. And I think if I went Coruscant, I still wouldn't quite have enough, so yeah, there's no reason to use the boost, but I do, like, I don't want to, I don't want to save the 2 boosts and, like, have no reason to use them, right? Like, if I run out of trades and I haven't used the boost, like, it's just been a waste, but yeah, I think we're just holding the 2 boosts. We got 14 trades left. After this round, how many rounds are left? So we got, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's not good, but we still can use like a tick over like 1 trade a week, which we're not in dire straits yet. I think this week if this week isn't a big week for us and we don't start solidifying anything, then fuck it, show's over. Like, who cares? But if we just start to make a move, like, we can start to save a couple and then really try to use those boosts after Origin. Like, ideally, like, after Origin, when we can look to make some big plays, downgrade someone, get in 2 guns, and then, like, either the second last week or if I can somehow save 3 trades in a boost for the last week or the second last week, I mean, probably the last week, if like there's mass restings, it could be a big swing. It really could be. So that's the plan. Like, there's no other real way to make ground at this point. We just got to pray that there's carnage and people run out of trades and we can somehow save some. So honestly, looking pretty good. This round obviously is good. We'll go through, answer some questions. We'll go through captaincies, and we might have a closer look at 19 to see if there's any other guys we actually want to bring in for 19. But other than that, hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.